we have now reached the top 5 of the blacklist, and where our next opponent is going to be Joe Vega, also known as JV. His ride is a Dodge Viper SRT10, and where his strength is speed trap races. I don't know how JV does it, man. His nights are spent in the clubs, and days on the streets. This guy's got a lot of street rep. Cops hate him, and racers want to be like him. His flash green Dodge Viper has cops swarming around it all the time. And here is our miniature movie of Joe Vega, also known as JV. I really hope the music that's being played in the background is not copyrighted. Hopefully it isn't. But if it is, then well... I'm pretty sure it isn't, but if it is, then well... I'll pretty much go fuck myself. But I'm pretty convinced in saying it isn't.
Well, number 5 on the blacklist. Bravo, don't get too worked up though. Cause you see, you still got my guys to go through, and I got a feeling things are gonna get a lot tougher for you. A lot tougher.
Yeah, whatever, Razor. And apparently Webster is called Pencil Neck. Yeah, whatever. We got it done, and now we can go and save the game. Right after we have showcased our Chevrolet Corvette. I did not mean to head over to the rap sheet. Here it is, the Chevrolet Corvette C6. And so here it is. And now I will switch back to my Lamborghini and save the game. And next time, we will be going racing in this thing. Actually, on second thoughts, yeah, you know what? I have time to do at least 1 or 2 races. JV is waiting. Slam these wins and milestones to get his attention. Don't forget about the cops and your bounty. Have I ever forgotten about the cops and my bounty? And yep, we have got 11 races to do here, so this could get interesting. So we have got North Bay and Beacon, along with Waterfront, Chancellor Way, Terminal and Financial, Highway 99, Green and Fairmont, Valley and State, Industrial Front, Grey Point, Industrial and Omega, and Beacon and Riverfront. And you know what? I think it will just be easier for me to split this up into 2 parts. Because we have 11 races to do. I think that's probably the best way for me to approach this. Anyway, let's get on with our toll booth race. so we begin with our first toll booth race. And we open this up with a pretty decent launch, or in other words, the perfect launch, and looks as though we are going to be working onwards and upwards. And let's see how we do. And there are going to be cops involved, so this is about to get interesting. And yep, we have got cops. And oh, yep, I just tipped him over.
My car's down. I need someone to take this guy.
And already he went as quickly as he showed up. And that's a breakup.
Roger, Charlie 8. I've got ground units clearing up and en route.
And it looks as though this is where my notoriety on the blacklist is gonna continue to show itself.
This party was last seen heading west on Fisher Road. You have a green light to go ahead and set up a containment.
And this time, we're doing pretty okay. And yep, there is a lot of dialogue for me to speak over. Did I mention this game has a lot of dialogue? Especially with the police. Anyway, that's now 2 toll booths taken down. And up to this point, they seem to be doing okay. And so we move forwards. And yep, that's a wall. And at this time, it's hard to say for sure if I either will or won't be able to ditch these cops the way I was able to ditch them before. The one thing I can certainly say for sure is that my Lamborghini is definitely not slow. And yep, okay. And let's see how we go. And at this time, we seem to be doing alright for ourselves. And this is where I'm gonna have to get the fuck out of Dodge. As I finish that first toll booth event with less than 40 seconds to spare and a finishing speed in the end of 157 with 16 grand and a top speed in the end of 180 with 5 traffic collisions. Okay, now I need to find a pursuit breaker. Wherever the nearest one is. There is one over there. Or I could just simply head to the one over there. That also works. Yeah, fuck it, I'll head over there.
There's no way he's stopping.
I can pretty much see myself just, well, heading over to that one. And that's it. Okay. And looks like it's not gonna matter. And the nearest one is ironically on that side as well. Which means I cannot guarantee I won't be spotted. But we'll see what happens. And okay. That's all it took. Okay. Yeah, I can accept that. Anyway, that's our first race event down. So let's now get after our second race event. So we've got another speed trap event and a sprint event. Any others on the maximum risk? No. Okay, it's just these three. Well, might as well get through the ones where I'll have maximum contact with the feds first, and then afterwards I should pretty much be able to flee. So we've got a VW Golf, a Chevy Corvette, and a Merc CLK 500. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced in saying that you can actually get busted during a race if you reset during a pursuit and you have cops on your tail. So, one word of advice is, if you're being tailgated by cops, one word of advice, do not hit the reset button. And also, if you find it easier, make sure you turn off the autosave. You might be amazed on how much of a benefactor that will be for you. If you want to get all the blacklist cars. So yeah, turning off autosave, that will help you out. That's the other thing. As our opponents in this one are Benny, Inez, and Nesto. And unsurprisingly, the cops show up again. And
I got a vehicle pursuit, code 3 chase.
now I just have to hope I can flee.
Suspect traveling west, past the horn.
This is one of those events where it's not really a matter of where you finish, but it's more a matter of how you finish.
Copy that, Echo 10. Detailing units now.
And at this time, that seems to no doubt be my X factor. It's basically how I finish, and that's finishing with the highest overall speed. Which at this time is something I can buy into. There's definitely a fine line you have to straddle in order to succeed with getting the pursuit breakers at the fuel stations. Huh, where did you come from? I was actually surprised he showed up the way he did. That did actually surprise me for once. How the fuck did he do that? Well, anyway. It would be really nice if I could get a pursuit breaker about now. That would really help me out. Okay. Now at this point, we seem to be doing okay. And there he goes. I should have gone straight for that pursuit breaker. I'm going to assume it must have worked in some cases. And that cop really slowed me down. And getting flashes on the screen again. I'm going to assume that must be for my wanted stat or something. But either way, I got it done. With a overall speed in the end of 7:32. Benny was second with 7:08, Inez third with 5:66, and it was Nesto who finished fourth with 5:30. Okay. I need a pursuit breaker and I need one fast. There's one right there. That's what I'm aiming for. From what I know. Oh, and never mind. That's not the one I was after. Not without turning off first. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do that and make it a foregone conclusion. That's what the idea is. And it's at the police station, no less. Okay, I am going to use this. And make sure it works. And I think it has, more or less. Oh, never mind. It did not work. Oh great, my car is now up to pursuit level 2. Sorry, heat level 2.
Units in the area be advised. The code 6 suspect was last seen westbound.
And it doesn't
on
matter
Lennox Road.
because
Supervisor confirmed
I flee the
quantities set
area.
up. Units to reference their GPS for position. Stand by for updates.
So, there we go. Not bad. Not bad. And that lasted less than a minute. Okay. Now there is just one more race for me to do where I am at the maximum risk of encountering cops. I'm also now up to under 470 grand. Anyway, only one that's left is a sprint race, and then the other ones I do, I think we should be okay. So here's our next one, Valley and State. As this time we have a Pontiac GTO with a Fiat Punto and another CLK 500. It also kind of sucks to say that my car is now up to heat level 2. Wasn't really my plan initially, but either way, sometimes you just have to get through the bigger events with cop encounters, compared of course to the smaller events where cops are not going to be as likely to show up.
Associated to street racing were just seen southbound near the financial district. I see units in the area on my screen, non-priority calls.
And
Please clear ahead of them.
hopefully we can get this to work. Okay.
Vehicle, a black Lamborghini.
And it looks as though my heat level is about to go up even further. Fortunately, however, this is the last event I have to do in Blacklist 4 that has the maximum probability encounter of me being spotted by cops, and yep, there is one right there. And we are in familiar territory again.
Got a chase here.
And it looks as though we are doing okay for now. So here's to hoping we can manage to flee the scene. So, doing okay at this time, and okay, that taxi is slowing me down. And now the Fiat takes over the lead momentarily, however I strike back by retaking the lead. And at this time, I would say we're doing okay. And I should have hit one of those pursuit breakers, sadly I didn't. And up to this point, we're pretty much doing okay. Now we've just got one corner to go, and there we go. That's now our second race done, as I won in the end by 4.6 seconds over Wasserman, Lightning third, and it was Sean who finished in fourth. Top speed in the end of 197, and I had 4 traffic collisions, and I also set the highest speed of the race overall, as Wasserman set the second highest speed with 195, and he had 1 traffic collision, and was also 4.6 seconds behind me. Okay, now I gotta lose these cops again, if I can do so.
Units ahead of your position. Stand by.
And okay, there's a cooldown spot over there. Don't know if I will make it, but I'm certainly going to try, and that was not successful. And right before something else happens, I will use another pursuit breaker, and hopefully that's enough for me to lose sight. Okay, let's see if that does anything. Hopefully it does, but I cannot make any guarantees. However, I have established that if you park in certain areas, you can actually evade the cops without being in the cooldown spots, so that is actually possible. If your car stays stationary, you can actually escape the cops. That's one thing I have come to understand. So a little bit longer with that one, but either way it's okay because, well, I just simply managed to flee the area. So that's pretty much the highest probability of cops showing up in those events. And now that we've got through the maximum risk events, we can now get through the other events. As our next one is going to be at Beacon and Riverfront. And so we begin with our first toll booth event. Sorry, our second toll booth event. And at this point, we seem to be doing okay. And I can certainly say that metal platform, whatever that was, it did slow me down just a little bit. But you know what? That's okay, because I am able to make up for it. Or almost make up for it. I think that extra boost I put in the turbo, it is actually helping me out to some extent. Get out the fucking way. As that's now the first toll booth we have made it through. And can I manage to get through to the end of this? As I downshift on the other side of the jump, and looks as though we are doing okay. And at this time, we seem to be doing okay. As I can certainly say, I will probably miss driving this thing once I move on to my next car in line. So, I seem to be doing okay at the moment. And still hitting the wall, but that's okay because I managed to at least keep the car as steady as she goes. I know the odds of me encountering cops this time around are minimal, as long as I don't stay out on the roads too long. And still got another toll booth to go. And so we seem to very much be caught in the middle. As I set a top speed of 226 down the straight, and through the final toll booth, I go at 215 with 41.5 seconds to spare. Again, proving the point over just how piss easy a lot of these toll booth events really are. But anyway, top speed of 226 and an average speed of 148, with 2 traffic collisions, and basically dominating in those other 3 toll booth sectors.
Okay.
And now we get a message from Rog. Next level of police. And now we get another message from Rog. Next level of police. You're attracting a lot of attention. Watch the heat level on the car you're driving. If you get to heat level 5, your day will suck. This level of heat attracts the top cops, heavier SUVs, more aggressive helicopters, and your worst nightmare, Cross, Corvette driving police squad. You don't want to mess with them if you can avoid it. I have no doubts in saying they will probably show up at some point. As ever, Rog, I can always appreciate the heads up. And that's now, I think, 4 events we've done, so there's still another 2 to do, is what me thinks. And then, after that, it'll be a good time for me to pretty much call it a day, as we now do Industrial and Omega, our third and last toll booth event. And so, here we go. And running into the back of another pedestrian car. And let's see if we can go further. As I run into the back of a dump truck. And at this point, we seem to be doing okay. Okay, we're doing alright. And we still have time to reach our next toll booth. Sorry, our first toll booth. And we have hit that beautifully. So, we're just another 3 to go, and now yeah, there was nothing I could do to save it. Because, like, I mean, my car was basically just darting straight for the wall anyway. And even if I did stop on the brakes, I would have inevitably hit the wall anyway. There was no other choice but for me to reset, or else I would have just failed. But either way, we seem to be doing okay for now. And so, we will continue to move forwards. And so, we now have just 2 more toll booth gates to hit. That actually worked out pretty well for me. Not gonna lie, that actually worked out pretty well for me. But anyway, we are still moving forwards. And now, we have just 1 toll booth to go. Can we make it? I certainly hope so. Well, at least it's relieving to know that these toll booth events are pretty easy to get through. Even if you do make a mistake, you will still have time to spare. That's what I prove again, in my Lambo. Okay. So, did it in less than 3 minutes 30, top speed of 190, and 3 traffic collisions with an average of 128. Okay, that's good. And now, I think we're going to get through 1 more race, because I have time to do it. So, I have time for 1 more race here today. And I will actually split this up into 2 parts. Because, personally, I think that's the best approach for me to take And that's what we're now going to do. Over to Industrial Front. Okay, quick summary, as we have a Chevrolet Corvette with a Mazda RX-7 and a Mercedes CLK 500. But basically, what the case is here is that, well, I did actually do an original attempt of this race, but first time around, well, it was basically just a mess. And well, because I practically made the very idiotic decision to try and pretty much get through this race when I did not have enough time to get through this before. Basically, my previous attempt, well, it was just a mess. And the reason for that is, well, because I pretty much put myself under pressure with circumstances that... Oh, okay. So both my opponents wound up hitting the dump truck as well as me. So I'm going to assume the Merc is out, because we still have the Corvette and also the Mazda. And this time... this is going to be an interesting one. I've been knocked out from second a few times before. I've also been knocked out from fourth a few times, but never from third. That could actually change if I didn't manage to bring my A game back. Okay, I am still in contention. Let's just hope I can keep it that way. And there goes my car. And I'm pretty sure I'm out of this race. Because I am already... at least a step or two behind, as much as I'm really trying to catch up. However, if I keep wrecking myself like this, I am pretty sure my mistakes are going to continue to erupt. Well, at least I'm keeping close to him. Even though I'm not really managing to find a way past him yet. And that's a fence. And now I am fucked. Yeah, just put me out of my misery. So, one thing I have learned about this knockout races, you have got to make sure you're running up front if you are going to win. And it's fair to say that you cannot afford to make too many mistakes either, because if you do, then the AI will basically trounce on you. Because from a few mistakes I have already made up to this point, there have definitely been some areas where I can confidently say it's been pretty fucking hard for me to avoid making mistakes because there's so much traffic. So K8 is the one in the Mazda RX-7, as we also have a Chevrolet Corvette and a Mercedes CLK 500 in this race, and I'm not doing very well right now. Can I please stop hitting the fucking walls all the time? It'd be really nice if I could stop that shit. Oh, okay. This time it's the Mazda that's knocked out. So that leaves myself in the Lambo, the Corvette, and also the CLK 500. I'm really starting to get the suspicion that it would be really nice if I could stop running in to cars all the fucking time. Because right now, something's definitely going down. And I have to say, I don't like it. Can I please make sure to stay out of trouble? And that time around I do. So K8 is the first one to be knocked out in the Mazda RX-7. Chung is the one in the Corvette, so Twig must be the one in the Mercedes. And Twig is now out, so that just leaves Lambo versus Chevy. Who will win in what has been a very wreck-strewn race with the traffic? In other words, there has been plenty of crashing up to this point of this race. Looks like we're gonna have to see if this one will be third time's the charm again. And right now at least, I actually seem to be doing okay. And maybe that's because I'm not dealing with as much traffic as I was before, but in any case, when you're actually managing to put together these smooth runs the way I am, I think Chung must have fallen for the pursuit breaker. Anyway, I'm still out front, and it looks as though this is where I will get redemption. On my third try, I win. Over Chung, Twig, and K9. Lambo first, Chevy second, Merc third, and FD fourth. Okay, that's good.
Attention all.
Right before the cops show up, I am going to head back to the safe house now, and also I think I'm gonna split these race events now up into two parts, because I think that's probably the best way for me to simplify this, and also for me to give a fair share of racing to the cars that I use from now on. So, I'm gonna save the game here. And this is where this episode will end. And next time we will be continuing with the race events, as we do have another 5 to do. And that is what we are doing next time. Stay tuned.